Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video here we successfully updated our theme for our user dashboard, right? So here we successfully customize it. So right now I'm already logged in. So right now we have to work for our logout portion. So for the logout, first of all I want to complete this part. So into the logout part, that is actually one of the header. So into the header you can see that is actually one of the button as a logout. So here I want to put one of the route. So I already take everything, that means our header and the sidebar in our user master, right? So into the user master, first of all I want to find out this location, that means that is our sidebar. So I want to take it from to the header actually. Okay, so that is our header. Into the header area, first of all I want to find out this file, that means this menu. So that is our view all. You can see that is our user profile, the change password and the logout, right? So that is actually our header part as the user profile, password change and the logout. So now I want to put one of the link, that means here I want to put one of the route for the logout. So step by step we will complete it. We will create our user profile, we will create our change password option. So step by step I will do that work. First of all I want to work for our logout. So for the logout, that will be, I want to create one of the route. So that will be as a route. Okay, route. So I want to create one of the route and I just name it as the user logout. Okay, that will be our user logout. So this type of one of the route I want to create. Okay friends, so if you want to create this route, now go to our web route. So into the web route area, here I want to create one of the new one. So that will be actually this type. Better I copy it and then after this I paste it. So as I told you friend, in Laravel 8, so here if you want to working with this route, then here we have to actually flow this route style, right? So previously into the 6 that is actually a different style, but only that 8 there are basically major changes. You have to change your route like that way. Like that will be on the get method, and then I also want to create one of the controllers. Better I want to create one of the controller as a main user controller. Okay, this type of one of the controller I want to create, and also I want to create one of the method as a logout. Okay, logout. And our route name, I have already declared one of the route name. Our route name will be as a user logout. So I copy it. So that will be as a user logout, and I name it as a user. Okay, user, and that means the slash user and then slash logout. So that will be our route. Okay, that means that will be our URL, and then that will be our controller, and then that will be our method, and that will be our name. Okay, so friend, as I told you, that is major changes in Laravel 8. So only this portion you have to actually flow. So that is actually the before that was actually different route. So right now the route will be just like that same. In fundamental I have already discussed about that things with you. So now let's create this controller. So I want to create this controller. If you want to create it, I think at that point you already know, like that is our project directory. So here I want to open as a CMD. And now I want to create one of the controller. Better I want to make it a little bit large. So I want to create one of the controller as a PHP artisan, and then make controller. And I want to create one of the direct. Okay, I want to create another direct controller as a, I name it as a, sorry, not this. I want to create one of the controller name that will be as a main user controller, and here I want to create this controller in our app. So if you want to create another folder, you can create it. So right now it's totally fine with me. I want to create it on here. That means in our direct path. So our PHP artisan serve is now running. Okay, that means our server is now running, and then here I want to create as a main user controller. So this type of one of the controller I want to create. Click as a enter, and you can see our controller created successfully. So now if you go, that is our main user controller. So here if you want to use this controller, what exactly the things you have to do in fundamental, I have already shared that things with you friend. First of all we have to use it, right? Now go to our web, and in the web area you can see there is our controller folder. Here after this I want to use it, so I simply paste it. So if you created a new folder, then also you have to update it that path. Okay, So right now it's okay. So to the controller folder, I have created one of the controller as a user, that is a main user controller. So now I want to do, and first of all, that is actually our namespace, and now I want to do and to update it. Okay, so that is our app HTTP controller, app HTTP controllers, and then I have created one of the controller as a main user controller. So that is our main user controller. Okay, friend. So now I want to do and to use it. So here, so that is our main user controller. Now that's totally perfect. Okay, so I have created that URL, that is our controller, that is our controller method, and that is our name, that means our route name. So now I want to create this method in our main user controller. Now go to our main user controller. Here I want to create one of the default method as a logout. So right now I name it as a public, and then function, and then our method name will be as a logout, right? So to the logout area, I want to do and to use in Laravel that have the default as a route. As I told you before, some of the route is actually the default as a logging, register, that logout, everything actually default route. So if you run as a PHP artisan and the route list, then automatically you will get all that your routes, right? So in fundamental, I have already discussed about that things with you. So now I think it's not much hard for you. So now I want to do and to create, make it as auth. That means auth means that is one of the default middleware. If that means that is one of the default middleware, so with this it will be check if this user is logging or not. Okay, so right now I want to do, that means auth, this auth, that means which user is logging, this user I want to do, I want to add it as a logout. So that is one of the default function, that means the default method is a logout. So now I simply call this default method. Okay, and when it will be logout, I want to do and to return and then redirect to one of the route, that means default route. I also want to check it again. I want to pass it to the another route will be as a logging route. Okay, so that will be as a logging route. So with this logging route, automatically it will be redirected to our logging page. Okay, friend, as I told you before, but I show you, that is all the default route. Actually, if you run as a PHP artisan and then route and the list and click as a enter, you can see that is all that our default route. Okay, so better I put a little bit big, so here you will get it. I show you, that is all the default route. Actually, when you install that Laravel default authentication system, you can see it's now created some of the route as a reset password, that is a register, and there is a register. You can see that is the logout. Okay, so that is, as I told you, that is a default method, and there is a logging method. So with this logging method, it's actually responsible in particular this area. So there is a create method. So I have already discussed about that things with you. So there is another logging for the store. So that is all the default route. Okay, so you can actually check it with the run as a PHP artisan and then the route list. So right now I want to access this logout, and it should be return redirect to our another route as a logging route. So it should be return redirect to particular this area. Okay, so that's all you have to do. And here I'm using the auth. So make that sure you use this auth, rather than it will be show some of the error. So I simply use this auth. Okay, so make that sure you use it. Everything is looking great. Now click as a save all, and now if you go there, right now I'm already logged in, click as a refresh. So right now if you go there, here I have put one of the URL. You can see there is a user logout. So if you click as a user logout, yes, you can see it's now perfectly redirected to our logging route. Okay, that means a logging route, it will be returned redirect to our this logging page. Perfect. I hope, friend, it's very much clear to you. So right now if you're logging with this user@gmail.com, it should be returned redirect to our this dashboard, right? So this dashboard, and without logging, if you want to access this dashboard, like I just click as a copy it. Now I click as a logout. So right now I am not logging. So if you now want to access this dashboard, click as a enter. You can see you are not able to access this. So automatically this system will redirect it to you the logging page. That means everything is now totally perfect. Okay, friends, so here if you want to change this, that means this logging page, as I told you in fundamental, I did that work. So here only you have to do, you have to change it. So that is in our that is actually auth, and that is the logging page. So if you want to change it, that is our default one. If you want to change it, if you want to use your any theme, like in the theme there is also another logging.html. So if you want to load this one, how can do that work in fundamental, I have already discussed about that things with you with the live example. So now that is your task. If you want to change it, you can actually change it from here. Okay friend, so here we successfully complete our user portion. That means right now if you logging with the user, so that is our dashboard, and our dashboard is now totally updated and that is totally dynamic. Okay, and also we successfully complete that logout. So laterally I will also discuss about how can use that user profile, the change password. So before do that work, I want to update our admin dashboard. So like if you now go to our admin, into the admin logging, if you logging with the admin email address and the password, click as a login. Now you can see that is our default one. So here I also want to change it. I want to use this one. So this the admin panel, I want to add it in our this admin dashboard area. So how can do that work? The procedure will be just like that same. In our next video I will show you that things with the live example. So thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.